Okay. I think I have all the sound off for alerts.
We can
Um,
roll with the punches too and like restart or
that's true.
whatever
We
we
do
need.
have Audacity. Like we have the Audacity, which won't pick that up, so that's good.
Yeah.
So that'll be okay. We will be a okay, my dude. We have to set a live goal because setting a live goal is a thing. A game controller. Sure. One game controller. It's 100 coins, whatever that means. I think that's like 65 cents. So
My
that's
hair is
your hair always looks.
picked up.
You are live right now. Can you lick yourself some more?
Gross.
Is that a no?
I am uncomfortable.
I wanna go home. I wanna go home.
You, you know what the frustrating thing though is Discord drops if you're too low.
Oh, really?
And so if you start a conversation or start a sentence quiet and then go loud, it only picks up the last part of that sentence.
Well, that makes zero sense. So we have to be at like a monotone the entire time?
No, I think we just roll with it because Audacity will pick it up either way.
I'll roll with you.
Uh-huh.
Autobots, roll out.
Roll.
I'm just gonna shout out. I'm gonna shout out the. Oh my gosh, I forgot how to do this. The live studio. Hey, what's up? We are going to do Fire X and Horror. Jarrett is the man and knows so much more about Magic than I do, and his deck probably does not scare like your deck probably does not scare him. Um, this
I
guy,
love, dude. The deck he was playing on stream was phenomenal.
yeah,
I'm all about it.
yeah, this guy is a monster, absolute monster, guys. We are going to be recording here eventually for our Magic Monthly episode 3, so I will not be responding to chat like normal. In like an hour maybe or so, we are going to I'm going to play Arena with Friends. If you join the Discord, I'm going to try to get the queue going on there so you guys can jump in there. But otherwise, just hang out, chill, and then listen, I suppose. And we're gonna get the recording of this going, and I'm probably gonna just I'll look at what you guys are saying, but I will not be responding, except for maybe hand gestures and winks and
Just obscene gestures.
just obscene
Yeah.
gestures and not okay things, I guess. That's kind of going to be how we roll with this because I thought it would be cool if we could do the live and record this because I thought that'd be interesting.
Right.
So that's what we're gonna do. Jarrett, we're
Yes.
not recording yet, obviously.
Right.
How much of the set have you got to touch yet? The new set.
Zero. Literally zero.
Oh, oh gosh, this is gonna
I
be
got I got home from Baltimore last week
yeah.
and
Thank
I
God.
tried to find a yeah. I tried to find a game store in Baltimore. And there are ones actually, so I was in Baltimore during the Magic, I don't know if it's Magic Fest or Star Cities or whatever it was.
Mhm.
Um I think it was a Command Fest actually. So I was there at the beginning of that, but like we were in the process of leaving, so it's not like I could have stayed for it. But
Hmm.
there were game shops. I just wasn't able to hit any of them up because it was the end of our trip and just didn't work out. But
Plus, you had the kids.
right. And where the heck am I going to get these cards in the middle of nowhere, Montana?
Right. That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. So
I don't have.
you just
Yeah,
missed
sorry. Go
out on
ahead.
everything.
Yeah, I did.
Hmm.
And we'll talk about it when we get into it more. But like, I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. In fact, do we want to get into it now?
We want to get? Yeah, we can get into it.
Okay.
I forgot I can't click on other things. I just clicked. Someone sent me a message. I just clicked on it. I was like, oh, I can't actually do that because then it'll show up on the live. Don't do that,
You'll
Robbie.
see everything. All
I'll
right.
see everything.
Are we ready?
I am ready, Jarrett. You take it away.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Infinity Bros podcast, the only podcast that is perfectly balanced as all things should be. I know you miss the sound of my voice as much as you probably miss this dashing face of mine, but hey, I'm here to feed you baby birds. It is Jarrett with another Magic Monthly. Joining me today, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the beautiful red beard behind the scenes, Robbie. Robbie, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. Going through the Great Depression after buying way too many Lord of the Ring cards. It's tough over here. My kids haven't eaten in 4 days.
Right.
Because guess what? I still don't have plenty of cards. Like I haven't completed the set yet. So sorry, kids. No hot dogs. No chicken nuggets for you. Like we got to finish this set.
You need school supplies, brand new shoes, not going to happen.
Nah, we'll make them with paper and cardboard.
It's just like Great Depression era, like, newspaper for shoes going to school.
Mm-hmm.
Because it needs this cardboard crack. That's brilliant. Speaking of kind of the new set and the stuff that you were mentioning, your crippling addiction and financial decisions. We have some big news in the world of Magic and Lord of the Rings, so let's get started with that.
Ooh.
Robbie, I have not gotten a chance to pull apart this new set,
Mm-hmm.
but you have, and not just a little bit, like fairly extensively, just as like a, just a quick like preview into what we have going forward. What would you rate this?
This set, I love it because I love Lord of the Rings, and I think a lot of people are also going to love. If you love Lord of the Rings, you're going to love this set. There are mechanics in this set that I think are kind of give or take. If you liked food tokens before, this set's amazing for you. If you like the amass stuff, like they did amass with like zombies back in the day, if you like that, this set's good. I'm not an amass person, so I think it's stupid. I don't like, why would I just keep pumping one creature? I'd rather make a bunch of little creatures. And then the new ring mechanic, the temp mechanic, is incredible. And at least from the arena world, it is so much fun to get the ring temptation going. So I would rate this set. I think there's some issues with the set. One being that it's too expensive, right? Like this is not supposed to be a premium set, but they are posting it as a premium set.
Right.
It's not quite Commander Masters, but it's flirting.
We'll get to that.
It's flirting. It's flirting with it. It's flirting with it. So, and because of that, and because I don't know, WotC just seems quiet about it. I think I wish there was more information on the One Ring. I feel like they're kind of like, oh, it's just in a booster pack. It's like no one believes that it's just that card's just sitting in a booster pack somewhere. Either like there's a something around it, or it's like a certificate or something. All the fakes are really annoying too. But I'm happy it brings new people in. We've had a lot of people in Arena jump in and really want to play this set. So just because of that, I'm going to give this set a 5.5 out of 6.
Oh, wow.
I'm really enjoying this set. I think it's a lot of fun. I think there's enough here for new players to grab onto and really, really enjoy and get their feet wet into the Magic the Gathering world.
What is, in your opinion, because you've played, I mean, like really, really got into it since what? Probably Neon Dynasty. What was your first like set that you came back to?
The first that I came back to was Forgotten Realms. And that was buying kind of, it was a slow burn kind of there. And then Kamigawa I really, really enjoyed.
Right.
And that's the one I have the most of. That one in New Capenna I bought a lot of, and then I was like, oh, I can't afford this.
Right.
So I took a step back here and there and would only buy a few sets or a few things that I wanted. But now I'm like, I'm head first. I'm as I have $40,000 in credit card debt. You know that song? That's me.
Yeah.
That's me right now.
So is there a set so far that to you is a 6? Like what is your, or is this as close as you can get right now?
That's a tough question. Because you're fighting fanfare, right? Like, like I love Lord of the Rings so much. So just being able to pull a pack and to have like the Witch King of Angmar in it, and have, or like hunt a Nazgul and get a Nazgul, is tough for me. So this one's probably the highest I would give right now. Kamigawa was really fun. Forgotten Realms, just because that was the one that got me back, was really fun. I don't really have, I wouldn't say anything else has been that exciting. Though actually, no, let me take a step back. March of the Machines was incredible. I loved March of the Machines. If Lord of the Rings would have been coming out 6 months later after March of the Machines, I would have spent way more money on that set
Sure.
because there was so much in that set that I loved.
Yeah.
But like I was like, okay, I gotta slow my roll here with March of the Machines and focus on Lord of the Rings. So that set I actually would give maybe a little bit of a bump. This set has the curb appeal, so it makes me want to do it. So
So you talked about a little bit that they're really like this is a love letter to Lord of the Rings in every possible way that it could. And like so much so that what there's like five versions of Gandalf, four versions of Aragorn.
yeah.
My sons and I are working through the Lord of the Rings series on Audible because
Hmm.
we've obviously been on vacation and so we drive and fly a lot. And my sons are obsessed with Tom Bombadil.
Oh
They
yeah,
love
Tom's
Tom
the
Bombadil.
best.
And so the fact that like there's a Tom Bombadil card and I can
Yeah,
go out and buy that and give it to James is awesome. So obviously like from people on the outside looking in who like Lord of the Rings and this is sort of their cup of tea, they're going to be driven towards the set and maybe check out Magic for the first time. We've been talking about your success on TikTok streaming, and obviously that'll be a reoccurring thing. But a lot of those people have been saying kind of that same thing, like, "Oh, I
yeah,
just started trying out Magic," or some of them just started trying it out, literally watching you stream.
yeah.
Um, and so, from that perspective, as a set that really is meant to pull people in, do you think it does a good job? One, from a mechanic standpoint, is this easy for new people to learn? And two, and I think I already know your opinion on this from a financial standpoint, is this a good entry product for people?
I mean, if you're going MTG Arena, yes, this is a really good place, an entry spot to learn and to finally play because there is
Right.
that jump in stuff that they made. That jump in thing that they made where you can combine two different kinds of this set and put it into one deck, was a really good idea, really
Right.
solid idea because I think they knew that there was going to be a market for new people coming in. And I think mechanically everything besides the ring is very simple, right?
Sure.
Like a mass is easy. Like every time it says a mass, you give the amass orcs another bump. The food tokens create a food token, and you get to sack the food token and do extra things. Um, I feel like the ring one, if I was playing in paper, would be a lot more confusing than playing on arena.
Are you saying the one ring or the ring tempts you?
The ring tempts me. The
Okay.
ring tempts you. The one ring is straightforward. If you want to draw cards, you're gonna pay for it.
It feels, yeah, to me it feels a little like initiative, right? So like
Hmm.
people had a hard time evaluating initiative and it ended up being pretty busted in legacy and a bunch of other formats because it was hard for people to understand just how it operated and like when the triggers would take place and stuff like that. And to me, the ring tempting you feels a little like that. It's strong, but people just are trying to figure it out first.
Yeah.
um and we talked about it. I think somebody talked about it on Twitter. Maybe you put it on Twitter. But they said like, does this have lasting power? And I think it does. I think it's once you learn how it operates, which it's
Hmm.
not that complicated. There are more complicated things in Magic, and
Sure.
like
Absolutely.
all of Yu-Gi-Oh is more complicated than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has the sticking power. If you could recommend one product for somebody, and maybe it is Arena, right? Let's say I you know Jimmy, first time playing Magic. I have $40 in my pocket, and I
Hmm.
just want to get started into Magic. And I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
Is it a commander deck? Is it go buy packs on Arena? What would you suggest for people?
So I think they are really pumping the starter kit decks.
Okay.
Because usually like there's always a starter kit deck. Like every couple months they come up with a new one. But the decks are always trash. Like me and Jess, my beautiful wife Jess, to pull a mark, tried to play those decks and they don't work well. They're just not very good. Like if you're just going for the cards, sure.
Yeah.
Um, if if you want those cards in arena, great, yeah, because they come with the code. So those are okay. If you want to also play an arena, I think those are a good buy. My suggestion, and I learned this just last night. I just bought my first pack of this last night. If you're just getting started, go buy the jumpstart packs. The jumpstart packs have value, and they also just you don't have to like know every single aspect of the Lord of the Rings set. You just like I have the mortar guys, and I can do what they say. I have the amass orcs, I can do what they say. I have the scry people, I can do what they say. Like, go just buy those. You don't need to, like, it would be tough, I feel like, for a new person to open one of these commander decks and have any chance at knowing what they're doing.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, because like I think the food one's probably pretty chill. Just because like you make food and you pump tokens and you're good
Right.
to go. Like, that one's probably the most approachable from a new person standpoint, but the other three are not. As far as I can tell, I haven't actually got my hands on those yet. But those other three are not, just by looking at them briefly. The food one
Yeah.
I assume is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. But the having two commanders that's also a whole nother task for a new
Right.
person to
How do
do.
you
So
track command attacks for two
for
as
two, yeah,
commander? Yeah, I
right.
understand. Um, I will say this just as a caveat. Like, obviously, we are not financial experts, and the idea of taking financial advice from Robbie and I is kind of laughable. But when you're looking at jumpstart packs, obviously, Robbie is talking specifically about the Lord of the Rings ones. There's probably 4 or 5 other versions of Jumpstart with
Yeah,
varying levels of power. So be careful with what you buy, right?
right.
Obviously, like that goes for all of Magic, but he's talking specifically about the Lord of the Ring ones, and I agree. I've heard very good things. The way these work is they're like, I think they're 30 card packs. Is that right?
They're 20 card packs, so you
Right, and then
combine,
you
they're
just
both, yeah,
smash them
you
together.
smash them
Yeah,
together. Just they're exactly how they are in Arena.
they're
It's
playable.
yeah,
They're not the strongest thing in the world, but
yeah.
like they're not bad for the price.
Well, like the packs I pulled last night, I had a mythic in each pack. Like, I had a Witch
Wow,
King of Angmar and I had the Watcher of the Water. Like, so
they've
like
yeah,
there's some good value. And a Nazgul. The Nazgul is the most expensive card I pulled. That's a $10 card that's just thrown in there, which also, if you're hunting Nazgul, buy the Jumpstart packs. You have like a 1 in 10 chance, opposed to, at least my experience, a 1 in 40 chance of
right.
opening packs. So I go buy those. You won't get, I don't think they have the extended art Nazgul, but you can at least get the 9 Nazgul,
Right.
which is what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah. And looking at like the old sets too, and this is one of the things that I really liked is when they do this well, because they haven't done it with all the jumpstart packs, but like Tiny Bones was in a jumpstart pack. I got a Phyrexian Tower out of one of them.
Ooh.
Like they usually have pretty good cards in there, and
Yeah.
so the fact that you can like pull a mythic every time is not the worst thing. And like
Right.
worst comes to worst, you get the packs and you just use them to smash together to make a 40 card deck, right?
Right.
That's to me that's worth it. Um, okay, so overall, looking like a success. I think, and we talked about this a little off stream. I'm so far behind on like the hype of this set,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there's a lot of people who are experiencing FOMO from this, and I
Oh,
think
for
Commander
sure.
Legends will be a lot of the same because of how big the price point is, and we'll get into that in a minute
Yeah.
here. But one of the things that the prof always says, the Tolarian professor always says, is like buy singles, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you are sad that you weren't there pre-release ripping packs with everybody else or trying a draft event, go buy singles of the cards that you like, right? Like I'm gonna pick up Tom Bombadil because I played during Dominaria. I have a lot of the original sagas.
Ooh.
That was like one of my favorite archetypes.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
so find what you like, right? And then you're not missing out on the cards that you like. You're not missing out on the FOMO. Like, sure, it's not the same as ripping packs, but and honestly, okay, we've talked about the One Ring. In fact, we'll probably talk about the One Ring more on this episode. But
Yeah,
like, it might be worth waiting until somebody pulls that thing. Like, I think
absolutely.
prices are going to shift significantly.
Especially on the collector booster packs, right?
Right.
Like, there's obviously the Soul Rings, which are still nice cards. There's still the Surge
Yeah.
foils, which people are learning about. It's amazing, having all these people that have never pulled a Magic the Gathering pack start pulling these things, and they have no idea what they're looking for. Like, the
Right.
Soul Rings are in the 4th spot of the collector booster packs, so a lot of people just go right by them. They have no idea. They just like
Sure.
slid by a $600 card. Um, so it's been really interesting. I sent that thing to you about a guy that sleeved a food token because it was foil.
Yeah.
I
And
was
then
like,
passed over the
yeah, yeah, and he passed over like a $20 card. It's like, bro, bro, you're just doing this because everyone else is doing it. You didn't even like, you did no research at all. You're just like, I bought a bunch of I bought a pack for $50 and I opened it and I don't know what the heck I'm looking for.
Okay, okay. To like put a little egg on my face. When we were into pack openings, gosh, this was probably 2 years ago. It's the
Yeah.
middle of COVID when like everybody was doing that,
Yep.
and Mark sent me a bunch of Pokemon packs because I was super into Sword and Shield at the time.
Oh, sure.
Still am, and it, it was so funny because people. I did it on TikTok Live when we first got TikTok Live,
Hmm.
and people were ripping me so hard because I would get excited over like penny cards,
Yeah.
right? Because they were Pokemon that I like. So I got like I pulled a Flapple and I lost my mind because like
Flapple's
that's
the
one of my favorite
dumbest
Pokemon.
card.
I love it. He's just a little
So
apple dragon, right?
stupid Flapple. He's not as bad as Drampa. I hate freaking hate Drampa. Drampa was mine that I got so mad at when I pulled a Drampa.
He's so cool.
No,
it's a dragon grandpa. Like how
no,
you hate on it. So
I just did.
There will be people like that, right? Who like they crack like the uncommon Gandalf or whatever, and they lose their mind over it. And like, good for them. You know?
Right.
I'm glad you're excited. I want to talk about this real quick too. There's I can't remember the name of the streamer. It's like XQC or whatever that guy's name is.
Yes, yeah, the guy that did got the kick money. Got like 70 million a year for kick or whatever.
Yeah, so he went out and bought all these packs. He's hunting for the one ring.
Yeah.
And people are really, really mad about this because, and I don't know if the guy, I literally know nothing about him other than like this one event that people are talking about. But people are really upset because it seems like he has no, like, he doesn't care for the cards. He doesn't care for the set.
Right.
He has no investment in this other than the one ring. And so presumably those get donated or thrown in the trash or whatever. Do you have any strong opinions on this?
No, I don't, because that's like, we all knew it was going to happen. Like Cassius Marsh is live right now and he's pulling packs. Like the dude bought like a case of them. Like people spent a lot of money on this stuff. Like everyone, that's why everyone assumes like a big name is going to grab this card because they have the money. Like if you can spend $10,000 on collector boosters, you put yourself in the 1% of people that can actually pull this card. It's just like which is also weird. It's like, why don't those people just like, if you're that crazy about pulling this one ring, why don't you just play the lottery? You'll win a lot more money. If you,
like, not to mention, so I think the issue for a lot of people isn't necessarily that like these people have the money to spend on the cards.
Yeah.
It's whether or not they actually value the game. Right. So like Cassius Marsh, very invested, right? We talked about him on the podcast. His interview was fantastic. Like he's a fan of the game. Right. But I don't know if this XQC guy is or not. And I think that's where people's issues are.
I mean, but that's the same thing. Like it was Logan Paul, a fan of like a big Pokemon guy when he pulled Charizard. Like, and it's crazy because you think about that, just him pulling Charizard and like it becoming a big deal that he pulled a first edition, like $1 million Charizard made Pokemon blow up overnight. And Pokemon wasn't prepared. And now there's overstock because they're like, oh, everyone loves this. Like, no, like you had like a really cool time. I'll take a step back. But like, I think that could be the same thing.
Stuff is good or bad for it. Yeah.
It is, for Pokemon, I think it was great. I think Pokemon is more geared to collectors, whereas I think Magic, I think we as players like to think that it's geared towards us. When I think a lot of old timer Magic the Gathering players are probably thinking like, this is now becoming a collector game, and like there's some of us that still play, but it is becoming a young man's collect the really cool cards to make a bunch of money game. And WotC knows that. WotC saw probably what happened with the Charizard, and they're like, we could recreate that. Like we have this Lord of the Ring thing lined up, like one of one ring, $2 million offer. Like they had to have guessed that it was going to go a little bit crazy. I don't think they would have guessed that it went this crazy. It doesn't bother me personally that so many people are going after it. I can understand if it bothers guys that have been invested in the game a lot longer though. So I can understand their frustration, but it doesn't bother me. I'm a collector at heart. So like if I had the funds for like, let's say if My Hero Academia for whatever reason popped off, and I love My Hero Academia. I know of it, but I'm not like a super diehard fan. Like I would start ripping packs if that was like the thing. I would probably buy a few packs. Like that's just what I would do. Now, the big difference that I think we can also hit on is WotC didn't make this affordable for even the collector. I don't think this is affordable for, because now
Really?
we're looking at, well, you're looking at $50 per pack, right? Like $45-$50 per pack right now, which that's insane to me. We've had a lot of people come into chat or come into our comment section of our Magic stuff, and they're thinking like, oh, I can't wait for like an 8-year-old kid to pull this. Like, that's not going to happen.
No, there's no way.
This isn't like mom bought me a Pokemon pack for $5 and gave me the pack, and oh, there's a first edition Charizard. That's not this. These are $50 packs. Like, little kids aren't just pulling these. Like, an adult's going to pull this, and probably a lot of people think it's going to be in a gift bundle. A lot of people think it's going to be at Gen Con. Like, an adult's going to pull this, and they're going to sell it and make a bunch of money, and a bunch of people are going to be grumpy, and they're going to point fingers and say, oh, they planted it. Like, there's going to be all those issues come up, which I'm here for. I can't wait.
Yeah. We're here for the drama.
We're
folks.
here for the drama.
Speaking of drama, and this is something that we got to see. Were you there that day? I don't remember. I got to see this for sure at MagicCon, which was the preview of Commander Masters, a set that I've been hyped for a very long time. If you want to see some of the spoilers, obviously they're all over the internet, but we have them on our Twitter as well. Go check them out. But we have the 4 decks. They released the commanders for those. We have the different art treatments and what those are going to look like. But it seems like there's been a leak of what the price is going to be. Now, we know that Magic has strayed far away from MSRP, does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
And the market controls the value of these, right? I think one of the most glaring examples of this is the Warhammer 40K decks, right? Those instantly became a success. They were collectibles. And I am kicking myself that I didn't buy one when they were like $60 or whatever, because now, it's hard to find them for less than 80. And so we come to Commander Masters, which is coming out very soon. And there was a game store that I believe was in Canada that showed like their pre-order prices for their products.
Yeah.
And do you have this pulled up? Because I didn't prepare, but
I don't. But we looked at it. It's on Amazon. The prices for everything except for the collector booster packs are on Amazon.
It's astronomical. Like boxes, like booster boxes for set boosters were what, like
$500. 500
Oh my gosh.
Is 500. So I did the math on stream. Yeah. The set booster boxes are $500. It's 24 packs. It's not 30. It's $20 a pack. It was like 19.9 is what it came out to. You're paying $20 for a set booster. It came out to
for a set booster.
It came out to $1.30 per card.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Now, this is not too far removed from what master sets normally sell for. If you wanted to buy like Modern Horizons or any of the old master sets, this is not unrealistic for what those cost.
Yeah.
However, it's still showing an increase, right? It's even beyond those old master sets. Mm-hmm. And so to me, Commander is their biggest format, right? WotC has really leaned into Commander ever since, I want to say, Dominaria, right? The old Dominaria, the 2018, 2019 one.
Yeah.
And everything has Legends now. Everything has Commander products, and like they understand their audience and they understand that that's the biggest format in Magic. Great, good. We're both Commander players. I've been a fan of the format for a long time.
Yeah.
But do you think that this prices people out of enjoying this set, and does it have a net negative impact on people? Because if I'm a player on the outside looking in, I'm not really heavily invested, and I'm like, I'm a Commander player. I want the Commander products, and I see this price. What do you think that does to this format?
I think my biggest like WTH WotC is you just brought out this Lord of the Rings set, right? That's going to do incredibly well. Like, I'm sure it's going to break some sort of record for them.
Absolutely.
It's I just went to a Target and a Walmart. And everything's gone. I went yesterday. So 5 days post actual release, there isn't anything left. I took the last pack at my Walmart just because it was the last one. I was like, I guess I'm taking this, and it was like the draft pack that has like 3 of them in there. Um, it prices people out because you've made in the Lord of the Rings is already an expensive set. It's $850 to buy a pack of set boosters. It's $650 or $7 to buy a draft booster.
Right.
So now you have all these people that came in and they wanted to spend some money, and maybe they're interested in playing and maybe they're not. Whatever, maybe they're just hunting the one ring and they don't understand that set boosters and draft boosters don't have those really expensive cards. But now your next set's going to be twice the price of the set that just did really well and maybe could have got a bunch of new players in.
Right.
That's the thing that I don't understand. So it's like you should have gone back to a cheaper set to hopefully keep those players in, hopefully get them invested, get those players invested for 3, 4, 5 months, and then you bring out a commander boost. You bring out a commander masters because that's the set everyone like the people that have been playing for a few years are going to go crazy because they know the power that's in those cards. But it seems like a really odd choice that they would go, okay, kind of expensive set to astronomical $20 a pack expensive set. It doesn't seem like good business practice after you just hit a home run with Lord of the Rings. So that's where I don't get it. I think it's going to price out a lot of those potential new people. But maybe all those people will go to Arena, and maybe they'll finally do more to Arena and actually make Arena actual MTG. That's my hope, at least.
So, and this is my frustration with it too, because we have Wilds of Eldraine, which is their next standard set. Which, by the way, Eldraine, love it. One of my favorite planes, and I think that set was phenomenal. Obviously, really overpowered. The lasting impact of Eldraine was insane, and so. Commander Masters releases August 4th, and then a month later in September, we get Wilds of Eldraine. Why not just flip those? Right? Like, to me, that would make more sense. Soften the blow a little bit between these two very expensive sets.
Exactly. That's the same issue I think they did last year, too. They had Baldur's Gate, and then they released Double Masters right after it, I believe.
Sure.
And Baldur's Gate was about the same price as Lord of the Rings is. And then Double Masters, I don't think it was quite as bad, but was still somewhat spendy. Like I skipped Double Masters altogether, so I don't know. It seems weird.
We don't want to obviously we're not the podcast to be dogging on WotC. That's not our job.
We're not. We could be.
We could be. My one frustration, and then we'll move on to more positive things. I think is this was probably 4 or 5 months ago, maybe longer. So WotC has been turning around profits like crazy every year, just growing exponentially, and yet they released, I believe it was their Brazilian team, just massive layoffs across the board. And they cited we've been struggling with all these things financially, and like everybody, they've always made the excuse of COVID hit us hard, blah blah blah, which is not the case, right? We've seen the numbers, we've seen the increase,
right?
And so to me, it's frustrating to see the 30th anniversary,
just the big cash grab that they tried with the 30th anniversary.
Lord of the Rings being what it is, and then now, obviously, I'm excited for Commander Masters. We keep saying we're not going to buy it, but truthfully, I might pull the trigger on a Slivers deck. $100 though.
I'm not. I'm not buying it. If they would have made one of the Dragon a commander deck, I would have bought that.
Sure.
But I'm gonna wait for the dust to settle on the Commander Master sets, and then I'm gonna buy the older Dragon. Singles. Yeah, I'll pull some singles here and there, but it's not for me.
Okay. Moving on, I want to talk about quickly some of the success that you've seen. We've mentioned it a couple times, but more so this week, I think, really is when
this is day 7 or day 8 of actually be
almost
streaming,
exactly a week. Robbie's been going live. I mean, constantly. I don't know. It's like every moment that you're awake, you're on TikTok right now.
It's almost twice a day at this point.
Which, props to you for that, dude. That's insane. And I know you have the time for it right now, and
I'm very tired
going forward. But talk a little bit about the experience there and the community that's been building up over on TikTok and some of the things that you've seen in that.
Yeah, dude, it's been awesome. We've just in this short time, we've had a bunch of people come in. Didn't really have anywhere to go for even just getting back into MTG. So we've had a lot of people come in, say they've loved it. It's been awesome to see them all, and a lot of them are actually, a few of them are in chat right now. Um, it's been really really cool to interact with all these people, have them join our Discord, play games with them because like I try to tell them as much as I can. Like you don't have to give gifts, you don't have to like do anything. Just your time is enough, and that's a really cool thing to me. Just the fact that people will spend their time. Like I shared the I always like sharing the analytics with you guys, but I really like sharing the watch time
Yeah.
recently, and like the watch time for a bunch of people that like have just discovered me within the last 7 days, like 2 hours, 3 hours for some people, like an hour and a half for someone who didn't even never even commented, and then
Right.
like would randomly like leave a gift. It's like it's insane. I appreciate all the love. I don't know if I deserve it. I'm not that good of a Magic player. I'm still learning.
None of us
Um,
are.
so yeah, so like and so many and like it's a good mix because we get some people, a lot of people have come in and they know way more than I do, and they
Sure.
start saying all these names. It's like, what do you think about this commander? And I'm like, I don't even know what colors he is. Like I don't even know who that is. Like someone sent me a link. um and then you have people like I've never touched Magic the Gathering Arena. Where can I find it? The community on here has been awesome, and everyone's like, it's here. You go, download it wherever. And those people jump in and they're like, okay, I'm doing the tutorial. Like, when I make a deck, we're gonna play. It's like sweet. So like we just queue up and we play a bunch of games. So it's been incredible. Shout out to all these people that have decided to join us. They're crazy. I love it. It's been awesome. It's Jerry, you know this. I've and you guys have, I think, said this, but it's like you guys have believed in me and my streaming ability.
Yeah.
And for a while I believed in my own streaming ability on Twitch. But nothing ever came to fruition with it. Um, but this has been what I wanted. I'm finally jazzed about streaming again. So it's been really really good, and that's kind of why I'm like, okay, when can I go live next? Do I have an hour and a half to kill here? Like, are my kids going to be okay for an hour and a half? Like, will they watch a movie and leave me alone? Um, so
Sure.
yeah, it's been really 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 cool. Staying up super super late, way later than I should, is terrible, but it's whatever. Like we just play games. I go until the last person's queued through. So it's been a lot of fun. I've loved it.
So it's a little cliche, but we've talked about it. I had a good conversation with the folks at Loading Ready Run about this.
Oh
We have
yeah.
some of that on camera for our interview, and some of it was just I got to talk to Graham, who's like the nicest guy, after the interview, and we chatted for a while. And they talked about how like we enjoy Magic, right? The game is well designed; it's
Hmm.
phenomenal. Um, but one of the things that draws people really into the game is the gathering, right? Like the community aspect of it,
I
and
get
I think
it.
that shines through. Yeah, it's clicking now. Yeah, and so I think it's really important to like find your people, right? And like friendships are built off of this commonality, but they don't live in that space, right? It doesn't stay. My Magic friends are not just my Magic friends, right? They're my friends now.
Right.
And so I think it's cool to see like that sort of community being built up here, and some of the interesting characters that we've met along the way, even in the past week, right? So
Yeah, for
cool.
sure.
It's cool to see that growing, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here, for sure. Um, One other thing I wanted to touch on, and then we're actually going to take some questions from TikTok. We are streaming live right now as we're recording this, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, uh, maybe hop on TikTok and see if we're live right now. We might not be, but always good to check us out there. But I wanted to talk about: is there anything that has you talked a little bit about? Was it One Piece? No, My Hero Academia, right? How there are some of these other card games that are out there that exist right now that
Yeah.
have caught your attention, but you really haven't been hooked yet in the same way that Magic has.
Right.
So for me, I actually just got back from a very, very long trip.
Oh, you're not doing
We've
this,
been,
are you? You're really doing this?
I'm really doing this.
It's called Magic Monthly, Jarrett.
I know, but like we'll talk about it, right?
Ah,
Robbie's already mad at me. So we've
biggest
been
of
going
eye
around for
rolls.
like over a month now, and I ran into a good friend of mine, who you guys will see pop up every once in a while. His name's Devin. We call him Stecky, but he has got me hooked on Flesh and Blood, And it's not to the level of Magic for me right now, right? Magic is still my game. It's still what I
Mm.
enjoy. Um, but dude, I played Flesh and Blood, and it is like you know me very well. I am a control player. I like interaction. I like responding to your spells. I like having a value off where you play something and I have to decide like is now the time to fire off my interaction. And that's all Flesh and Blood is. And can I tell you, when I played Flesh and Blood, you know what it wanted me like it what it made me want to do? I want to learn
What?
how to play Legacy. I want to learn how to play like CEDH, right?
Mm.
Like this got my juices flowing for competitive Magic, which is
Oh.
something I've never really dipped my toes into.
Ooh.
But to me, that's what Flesh and Blood feels like. Is like that high level competitive interaction based Magic.
Mm.
And dude, I'm like brewing up a CDH deck right now because this is my kind of thing. And I want to kick it back to you just real quick. Is there anything even remotely on the radar that you're like, this is a TCG, this is an LCG, this is a CCG or whatever that I want to try out in my free time, maybe in that downtime where Commander Masters has priced you out for a while.
No, there's really not. I am a collector at heart.
Yeah,
I collect Funko Pops, comic books, whatever. But typically, like when I'm in on something, that's the thing I'm in, and that's the thing that's in my
sure.
head, and that's the thing that I buy, and I don't think about anything else. So when Masters hits, I will spend that time finishing my Lord of the Rings set that I'm going to
Sure.
100%. Um, and that's going to be my goal. I'm just going to start buying some singles. So yeah, I don't split myself up. I don't have the brain capacity to split myself up. I say on the stream all the
Sure.
time, like I'm hardly smart enough to play Magic. Like half the time I mess up my what I'm doing with my counters or whatever. So yeah, no, I'm a one trick guy. I just like give me the one thing. I'm all in on Magic right now.
I joke about this all the time with my wife, and I think Isaac or Zane was ripping on me for this as well. Like I have so much useless knowledge from like everything from Magic, from all these video games, from all these
Yeah,
different
for
card
sure, for
games.
sure.
That like if I actually committed that brain space to something that wasn't so inconsequential in real life,
Oh, same.
uh, I
Oh,
would probably be a more productive
oh,
like member of
absolutely,
society. But here we
absolutely.
are talking about Magic Monthly, and
Yeah.
I can tell you all the text on Questing Beast right now, but I can't do my taxes very well.
That's
So
why
it
we
is
have
what it is.
TurboTax.
Yeah. All right. This has been phenomenal, and I want to kick it back to the community that we've been growing and the people who've been listening. Obviously, we have our Patreons, our patrons, who have been hanging out with us through this project and starting Magic Monthly. We have all the people that we met at MagicCon, and our good friends who've been playing Magic with us since the beginning of the podcast, really. And now we have this new community over in TikTok. So, if we could just take a few minutes and answer some questions that people have. So, if you're in chat right now, toss some questions in the chat. We'll answer them here, and just give this last like 15 to 20 minutes to just go through what you guys want to hear from us and any opinions that you have on anything. So, Robbie, you're the guy. I don't have TikTok pulled up right now.
I'm the guy in the
Do we have any
chair.
questions to start out with?
We have one
Sure.
actively throwing says my friends and I have an active debate about MTG card pricing and is pay to win okay?
That's a good question. Um, I think it depends a lot on like the format and the group that you're in. If you're in Legacy, if you're in Vintage, if you're in CDH, actually not even CDH, I'm going to pull that one off the table. But if there is an understanding that the environment and the play group that you're in is pay to win, then obviously like you've entered into that sort of like social contract
Mm,
beforehand. But if you're sitting down at a public table, right? And I think this is why, especially for Commander, if you're sitting down at a public table, you really should have that conversation and say, like, listen, and we talked about this actually on TikTok. Uh, we jumped into a game where the expectation was we were playing like mid-level decks, right?
yeah,
The joke is like every deck's a seven, but for real, like we were playing, kind of low budget, not insanely high powered
yeah.
CDH style decks, and we had sort of a really feel bad moment where we had to arch enemy one of the players at the table because he sort of broke that contract and actually lied to us about the power level of his deck.
Yeah.
Um, I am very I'm highly pro proxy. Part of it is because of the environment that I live and work in. I have a lot of students that I play with, and they're high schoolers and middle schoolers, right? They can't go out and buy a Tropical Island or any of the Power Nine, right?
Yeah, right.
But to me, that should not be a limiting factor on the fun that they can have. So I always tell my kids, like, even if you got a Sharpie on a island, like,
Sure.
this is my smothering tithe. I don't care, right?
Hmm.
And so I don't think it should be play to win or pay to win. I think it should be having that conversation ahead of time and then saying, like, listen, this is what I want out of my game. This is the power level that I'm enjoying. And you can find a lot of fun in really janky brews. Most of my favorite decks are sub $100. In fact, one of my
Hmm.
favorite decks of all time was a Zada deck that I built for like $20.
Hmm.
Um, so yes, it is pay to win, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
Robbie, what's your opinion on that?
No, I think it's an interesting debate because if you're just playing Magic to have fun and you have someone who
Right.
breaks that kind of contract you're talking about, like, what's the enjoyment that that person's getting? Like, it doesn't make sense to me that someone would come in like that. But I think my issue, and I think proxies are okay.
Sure.
I think my issue with proxies is, are you then making a proxy deck that is proxy to win? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, if
Yeah, I
your
understand what
deck
you're
is 100% based around the proxies that you're using, then it's like, are you playing Magic, or are you just playing proxy because you know that, like, I looked up this deck online and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get all these in proxies and I can just beat anybody. You know what I'm saying?
sure. I think it has a lot to do with somebody's intentionality, right?
Yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
going to pub stomp, then like not
Yeah.
cool.
So, like, right now, like, I have a Tiamat deck. Tiamat I is a commander I really enjoy, but the Dragon's a better commander. Like, could be
Oh yeah.
even better. So, like, the rest of the deck would be fine, but like, I could go get a proxy of the Dragon. It's a $60-$70 card. It's going down a little bit right now, but like, Crater Hoof Behemoth is another one. It's like, it's hard for me to be like, I'm gonna pay $40. I think that's what Crater Hoof's going off for, to get Crater Hoof. Like, for me, that's not something I want to do.
Sure.
So I think as long as your deck isn't like, I think there's a level. Like, if your deck is 75% proxy, it's like, okay, are we actually playing, or did you just bought like a deck you saw online? And
Sure.
that's where I kind of go up and down with the proxies. I understand the need for proxies. I understand why a lot of people love proxies. But there's a level to it, that I don't really have a firm grasp on what exactly that is to me, and how what is okay and what isn't okay. Um, but it's something that I at least struggle with from a proxy
Sure.
standpoint, looking at it. But
I have
yeah,
two things. One, um, it kills now that you're a captive audience. It kills me that you say Tiamat or however you say it.
Tiamat,
Tiamat.
Tiamat,
Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Okay.
I'm gonna tie a
And
mat.
and two, I wish this is one of the few things that I really enjoy. Um, Not one of the few things. Hitotsugu from the Neon Dynasty set, to me, is the perfect example of what I want to see from Magic, right? Hitotsugu is a like 40-cent card, right?
Yeah.
For the base original version.
Yep.
And then depending on like which other version you buy, it can go up to like 2 or 3 grand, right? For the
Yeah.
like, I think it's the yellow neon one that
No,
everybody's
it's
chasing.
it's the pink neon one.
Pink neon one, that's right. So to me, if every single card was set up that way, right? If I could get all the cards that I want, maybe not necessarily in the art that I want, and then later splurge to upgrade it to make it look prettier, like, to me, that's what I like to see. And so to me,
Sure.
proxies in a way are that. If I want the actual value of having the nice shiny foil, I'll go out and buy it. But I don't want to spend, just gross amounts of money on getting like a card that I want that I need to make my deck operate just a little bit better.
For sure.
So
For sure. Duco is one of our subscribers on TikTok.
hey, Jugo, how's it going?
Duco asks, any guess how long till someone pulls the ring? And when it does, do you think prices will go back down to $7 per booster pack? You want to take the first crack at this?
Yeah, so two things. One, I think it's already pulled. This is my like tinfoil hat.
Oh, okay. We're going into the woods here.
I I can't remember. We may have talked about this on one of our previous episodes, but my tinfoil conspiracy theory is that one of the big box stores, not big box stores, not Target, not Walmart, but like Card Kingdom or
Yeah,
TCG Player or eBay, I
sure.
believe that one of them has this already, right?
Oh,
And
oh,
the reason is because the vast majority, I don't remember the actual figure, but it's like 80 to 90% of the packs that are pulled by these companies in order to stock their products, right? They
sure.
rip the packs, that way they have singles to sell online. So my theory, my tinfoil hat theory, is somebody pulled this already. But because those stores also sell packs, it would make more sense for them to keep the prices high, right? They
Yeah,
make money based off the perception that like nobody's pulled this ring.
sure.
So I think it's been pulled already. I think somebody has it, and I think they're just using it to inflate prices.
Hmm.
Now, will prices drop as soon as the card is revealed? The collector boosters probably not by much. I think it's going to be like $1 or two maybe,
Yeah,
but everything else is going to stay the same. I think set boosters, I think draft boosters, I don't think they're going to bump even a little bit.
no,
Maybe 5 6 years from now when the set isn't pulled as much, but even then it's Lord of the Rings, right? This is an IP that sells.
right. Um, yeah, Duco. I think Jarrett's right. I don't believe that someone's pulled it yet. I think once someone's pulled, I think we're gonna know. I think there's gonna be, but if you are right, like it could be a big box store and they don't want people to know because they're making money off of it, right? Um, the but I think if someone pulls it, we're gonna know right away. I think set collector packs, excuse me, are gonna probably stay roughly the same. I think those will go down
Yeah.
to 40, what everyone was kind of starting them at, which is already an inflated price compared to other collector booster packs. I think people will go down to 40 for them. The soul rings are still sought after. People really still want them.
Right.
The set boosters and the draft boosters will stay the same because all these people realize, oh, everyone's stupid. you
Sure.
know, like
Yeah.
so my and not to rip on my LGS at all, but my LGS before, like, just to pre-order a set booster box, they knew the prices on TCG Player because that's what they base everything on. They knew that their prices were I think 179 on TCG Player. They knowingly priced those boxes at 220. So before, because in his like, I talked to the owner, I know the owner. Every time I go in there, I don't know if he recognizes me because he treats me like a completely new person. Where it's like I
That's
like
awesome.
I have a big red beard and I'm like a pretty big guy for going
Yeah.
into like a card shop. So like I feel like he would recognize me by now, but I don't know. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Um, but he explained to me like his price, like why he's pricing. It's like everyone's buying the set. Like he, like, even for like the collector booster packs, like he was the first one I saw that had the collector booster boxes at 450 for an
Oof.
entire box, and that was
That hurts.
when, and you could go in there and be like, on TCG Player they're 387 right now, and you have them at 450, and he'd be like, yeah, but they're gonna get up there, and it's like, okay, man, okay. Like, I traded in a bunch of
Yeah.
cards, so I didn't have to. I didn't feel the pain of paying that much, like, over. So like, so it wasn't as bad for me. But like, for someone just to walk in there and be like, I want to set booster box, like, oh, it's gonna be $40 or $50 more than what you can get it for just going online. Which
See,
I
this
think,
is the problem too. Is like now that Wizard sells directly through Amazon,
yeah,
you're incentivized to try to keep your prices as an LGS as low as possible, so that you can undercut maybe Amazon. But like they still got to make their money. But how much is too much? And it's a really like uncomfortable area to be in. So like,
yeah.
yeah, dude, that sucks.
Well,
That's
and
really bad.
it's the toughest thing about it then was I went to another local store and their set booster box was $20 cheaper. It's like, okay, I'm buying my next one here.
Yeah.
Like the other guy priced me out, like, unfortunately, but like, I don't know. It's tough. They're in a tough spot. Like, they're all struggling as much as we would like to think that they're actually like making buco bucks. They're also struggling.
No,
Like,
the LGSs are hurting right now. I think, yeah, that's
yes,
a whole nother topic we can get
yeah,
into.
we're not gonna get into that tonight. Um, last question, and Jarrett, I've shared mine on this once before, but I would love to hear what you're gonna say, and I'll give my take on this again.
Yeah.
If you pull the One Ring, are you keeping it or selling it? And I'm just gonna add on Duco, or what is your plan with the One Ring if you were to pull it?
So okay, this sounds bad, but it'll make sense at the end. I would keep it for a while for clout.
Oh,
Right? And
you're
that
taking my
sounds
bit.
bad.
You're taking
Yeah.
my bit.
But like I would probably do like the Jake Paul thing, and I would go to places
Oh
with
my!
it. Like, is
Did
this what you talked about?
did
I
you
didn't hear
hear?
your
Did you
response
hear
though.
my response on the
No,
other
I never heard
pod?
it.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
this is exactly what I said. Like I'm taking
that's
that. Like having that freaking card is just speaking from the Infinity Bros
yeah,
or me or I or the Infinity Bros or whoever is the ticket to doing content and going to shows and doing that full time.
yeah,
Because people will pay for me to go to a con to have that thing on a necklace like
yeah.
and walk around. And then when the hype's died down, then you sell the thing for a bunch of money.
Absolutely.
Like that's the best. Like if you're in what I would love to stream for a living. If I could stream for a living, like I'm golden. Like that I'm happy. Like I'm doing things that I love. Like if we can do the podcast for a living, Jarrett, like that's the golden ticket. Right now, that is the golden ticket for a content creator. Like if a small time content creator right now, which we are very small time, pulls that ring, like we go boom, like we explode.
Yeah,
So like that, it's totally selfish. It's totally like a clout chase, but
yeah.
like that's 100% it. Like that's what I'm doing. Do you have any other things that you're doing with it?
Oh yeah. So okay, I had a plan.
Okay, go
Actually,
go go.
like
I'm sorry.
I
I had to hijack it
no, you're
before you
good.
went into yours. It's like I've already said all this.
I told my because my son asked me about this.
Okay. Oh, really?
Um,
Okay.
my son is 6.
He already has the ring.
Yeah, he has no concept
He
of like
actually forged the ring.
yeah. uh, to him, like $2 million might as well be $40. He wouldn't know the difference. But he was really excited because again, like he's learning magic,
Yeah.
but also he's really big into Lord of the Rings. He's like obsessed with it right now. And so what I told him I would do just as like a fun thing is I would get like a little costume for the One Ring. You know how they have like the nice, like super secure sleeves, the
Oh yeah.
plastic ones
Yeah,
with
yeah,
like the
yeah.
magnets on them.
Yes,
I
yeah.
would put a little like Hobbit costume on that, have some custom stitching on, and then I would go backpacking across New Zealand with this thing on my shoulder.
You would
Like,
go to Mount Doom.
yeah, I would trek across New Zealand,
Yeah.
make like a whole blog about it, and then in the end, I would pretend, hopefully pretend, to throw it into a volcano,
No, dude.
and
Doing
then
it.
I would sell it. I'd be
Oh,
done with
really?
it.
See, I have thought about that too. Like the selling it thing is that's tempting. That's the whole ring tempts you mechanic. Um, the idea that we could clout chase for a few years
Oh
and
yeah, for sure.
fund everything that we want to do through pulling that card, throwing it into a volcano after I don't know 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. How satisfying would that be? Like,
That would be so cool, but like, I love my wife too much to be like, yeah, hey, just for the bit, I'm
hey,
gonna
for the
throw in this
bit.
$1 million card.
Okay, but like, what if you started like, if you started a GoFundMe, people would pay. You know,
You think?
like,
Okay, but here's, do
so
you think
many
it would
people
be
would pay.
enough to offset the cost of like Cassius Marsh or Post Malone or one of these guys buying it?
Well, Cassius is priced out. Like Cassius isn't even part anymore. Like
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
Posty, or it's that card shop in what is it, Mexico that posted the 2 million. I don't remember who it
Yeah, that's
was.
wild.
But yeah, like,
Dude, if somebody paid for it, I
dude.
would
But
absolutely throw it in a volcano.
here's the thing. Like, if I have that ring, if I have that card, like Posty's gonna invite me over. We're gonna record some stuff,
Sure.
and he's gonna try to get it off me. And I'm gonna record the whole thing, and I'm gonna post it on YouTube. Like that,
Okay.
and just that alone's gonna make like 100K.
It's
Just that
it's
alone, it'll pay for itself by the end.
it's never gonna happen because I cannot buy collector packs right now. But I'm making a promise with you right now. If
Mm-hmm.
I pull the One Ring
Yeah.
However this happens, if somebody drops a collector's pack on me tomorrow and I pull the One Ring, you and I are going to New Zealand together. I will take
Okay.
you, and we will go on a journey with this One Ring to New
Dude,
Zealand.
the amount of people online that have mentioned that they would throw it into a volcano, I 100% believe you could get a crazy amount of money from a
Sure.
GoFundMe of people being a mil post
I
a
want to
two
see
like
this go
no
in the fire.
like a post like a $2 million GoFundMe, and I'll throw the One Ring cart into the fire. And you
I would
obviously
hire, yeah.
people
And then you
I
hire,
think you'd get it. I think you
yeah.
would get it.
You get, okay, here, no, I'm going to bring it full circle before we end here.
Yes, Dugo.
We
Yes.
get like Mr. Beast, Mark
Yeah.
Rober, all these like big
Oh
names,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
we have them help us because I don't have a drone that can survive the heat of a fire,
Oh yeah.
right?
You're right.
But we get one of these guys to pay for it to film in slow motion the ring falling into the fire and melting. Oh,
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
love it.
Yeah, you
I'm
get
here
you
for
get
this.
all the big time. Like, it will pay for itself. I
Oh,
promise. I promise.
Robbie,
If we pull that, I don't know if I can find another collector booster. I was gonna get a gift bundle box. I'm lucky enough to know when my guy restocks Target,
sure.
so I'm gonna be hunting my targets on the next week, next Thursday. I think the Thursday or Friday is when he does it. And I'm just gonna be there. Like, I'm gonna bounce back and forth between my targets because the pre-orders are gone.
Yeah.
Like, I was one day late of buying one on a pre-order. I was kind of like off and on about it, and I waited just too long. The pre-orders are gone. You can't buy them anymore. You will not be able to buy a gift bundle online for less than $300 because
This is
that's
the
where everyone
most
thinks it's there.
unhinged thing I'm about to say, but I
Okay,
have to, as soon as we're done recording this in a couple days, I have to go on sort of across. I'm not done traveling. I'm
you're
driving across
same.
the country one more time.
Yeah,
Every single time I stop at a Walmart, at a Target, at a game store, I will look for a collector's pack. I will buy the first one and I will film me opening it.
but you have to
And
film it.
my hopes are already through the roof.
Oh yeah,
You've unrealistically inflated my expectations.
absolutely,
When I walk into that store and walk out with a pack, I'm gonna know in my heart of hearts that the One Ring is in there, and I'm gonna die inside when I don't pull it. But you've got me there. You've taken me on the journey, Robbie.
dude. I It's crazy. I can't imagine being all these people that get to open thousands of these packs
True.
because I get one, and I'm freaking Charlie, man. You know, like, I'm
Yeah.
Charlie with that candy bar. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
about this candy. Like, I want that ring.
I
I
just
want
want
that
that
golden
ticket,
ticket. I
baby.
just want that ticket. Um,
I love
and so,
that.
like, uh, I will probably end up buying one or two more. I've only bought
Yeah.
one, which had a Morgul knife blade in it, which is a nice card.
Sure.
So I was happy. I was happy with a lot of people are losing a lot of money on these cards.
Yeah.
Like, do not lose your money on these cards. Oh my gosh! Oh, so I have to mention this because I haven't been paying attention to the chat because we're doing this, we're recording this. This is going to be our Magic Monthly. But Rogue said she has opened 42
Collector's back
collector's
packs.
packs, but she does have
That's
two. But she has two Soul Rings, so I mean,
yeah.
she's paid for them.
Okay. First of all, props to you. That is
That's
awesome. And
insane.
second, I hope you made your money back and then some. I've heard so many horror stories of people like just absolutely losing out on these packs. So Rogue, props to you for that. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay. That has been another Magic Monthly. I do not want to keep these long, but we will be doing another one very soon. And if the fans demand it, we will do more of these. They don't have to be monthly. That's just kind of the shtick
That's
that we
the
found.
name, though.
Yeah, but if we get, dude, if we get people hopping into our Patreon saying like, "This is what we got to do," I will turn, like, I will wrestle the rest of the Infinity Rose to the ground, and I will hijack this train, man. We will just become a magic
No, it's you and me,
podcast.
dog. We'll just do the Infinity Bros Magic the Gathering, the Infinity Bros
Love that.
MTG. Like, we'll just make our own channel.
But to you, the fans, the people listening at home, the people listening on Patreon, and the people listening on TikTok Live right now, thank you for making us a part of your day. Robbie, thank you for hopping on, having this conversation with me, and going into crippling irreversible financial pain over this set for me. I know you did that with me and mine, so thank you for
Yes,
that.
absolutely. It was all about you. I did this so that you would know the incredibleness that this set. It's
You
all for
guys
you.
can't see it. Yeah. Those of you on TikTok Live and those of you listening in the audio only format, you can't see it because Robbie has his camera turned the wrong way. But he's actually looking at the whole, yeah, you know, the Simpsons do it for her thing. He has one of those where it's just my face a million times.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's why I had to mention it. But and again, to you listeners, wherever you're listening, however you're listening, thanks for making us a part of your month, and I hope it's been magic. We love you 3000. Bye.
Bye. Cut the check on the pod. We're still
I
live
like
though.
that outro. I love the thank you for making us a part of your month. I
Yeah.
hope it's been magic. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep that.
Duco, Rogue, Team Rip, what's up, guys? Actively throwing, what's up? NBC on LSD, what's up? Uh, the view count is low right now on the live, but we got all the people that we care about in chat, and
We
that's
got
all
the
that
real
matters.
ones.
We got the
Phyrexian
real
was in
one
there
showed
earlier,
up.
yeah?
Yeah, he wanted to play. We've only got
I get
40. We only got 40 views in the first hour, which is weird. But you know, whatever. We got the people that matter. The people that matter are here. Um, I know Joel was in here earlier. Joel's all about those likes, so Joel got us to 1,000 likes because he's all about that. Alfred Lingo, thanks so much for the heart. Duco sending fire because whenever I tell Duco not to do something, he does it. Yeah, Jared, do
It's
you?
that whole
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
Jared, do you play Arena at all?
Okay, so here's the thing.
David, thanks
I
so much for
went
sharing.
super hard into Arena for a long time,
Okay,
and then I got burnt out
David
on trying
Wessler.
to like keep up with the daily quests that I wasn't playing decks that I enjoy, but I
Ooh,
couldn't buy new packs if I wasn't doing the daily quests. So it
yeah,
was
for
kind of this,
sure.
you know,
Yeah, Rogue says she needs a new suggestion on a commander. She said Rakdos, maybe. I'm going.
ooh,
I'm going
okay.
Aragorn the Uniter.
If you're
I
looking for Rakdos, are you looking for like
thanks at
high
NPC.
powered or somewhere in between? Because if
Rogue
you're looking
Rogue
for,
is the one that bought 42 collector boosters and still
you
has
know
a
what,
bundle.
totally fair.
So she's
Okay,
going. I think she's going like high class Rakdos.
I think there's so much you can do with Prosper beyond just like whatever the most optimized version of that deck is. Prosper to me is such an interesting design, and along that same lines, Florian, I think that's his name. He's the Scion or what? He's the vampire that came out with like however
His
much damage you deal, exile the top, whatever. So I love Florian because he works really well with Dragon's approach, which is I think Strixhaven, if that's right. It's the one that it deals damage, and then if you have
she's
farm in your
she
graveyard,
says
you get a
she
2.
hates Rakdos, but she's stuck. She's trying to build every color combo. Hey, did you
Okay.
stop your recording by the way? Do I need to try to stop my recording?
I did not, but we can both now.
I didn't know what
It
we want to
doesn't.
do.
The ending doesn't matter. The beginning really does. So I'll
That's
stop
for
my
sure.
recording here.
3, 2, 1. Boop. Stop.
Gosh, man,
Okay.
I'm
Stop
not a
the recording.
Rakdos player either. I like more control side, so I have to play blue.
Yeah.
Because I'm a monster.
Because you're an
But
evil person.
yeah, Florian's really fun.
Team Rip says vampires. If you don't want to do Rakdos, you can go vampires.
Right. The vampires precon is surprisingly strong.
The Maverin
I
one
think
that
the
I
hard
have.
part. Yeah, I
Oh
think
no,
the
I gave
hard
that
part
one
is
to Isaac actually.
it's a little we call it like cannibalistic when it only feeds off of its own set. So like that one is very specifically really good if you pull a lot of Crimson Vow.
Which Crimson
Um
Vow was a poopy set anyway. But at the same time, Jared, you could get Crimson Vow for very cheap.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that there
And
is
even
that.
I not everybody likes this. In fact, I think more people hate it than not. But I really enjoyed the what was the Innistrad one where it was all black cards. Doesn't
Ooh,
matter the color, all the art was
yeah,
black. I loved that set.
yeah. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I love the look of
Double
those.
feature, I think
Double
is what it was
feature,
called.
double feature. Rogue said it as soon as you said it. David
I
Wessler says I
freaking
like
love
coin
that
flip
set.
with
I think
Shadow
that's such a
Stomper.
cool look. I know it's confusing to play that across the table because it looks mono black, which is why the one deck that I have with those cards in is mono black. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You can get those so cheap now. Yeah.
There you go. Interesting.
I will suggest commanders until I drop. So hit me up with
See
that kind of
that
stuff.
this is what I'm saying, guys. Like Jarrett is the Magic guy. I'm just his protege who's really dumb. Jarrett worked for NASA. I worked for Speedy Delivery. Like,
Here's the thing, though, Robbie, is like I know a lot about Magic. I am not a better player than you. I don't think you understand this. Like
I don't think that's true.
I, I'm
I don't.
just.
I don't
I
think
just
that's
know
true.
a lot.
You know a lot. I don't think that's true. Oh man, this is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. Eventually here we're gonna start getting on Arena, also playing some Arena. Oh, oops! I just launched us both out of the page there. I'm already on Discord. That's why I can't bring up Discord because we're
Sure.
using Discord. I'm an idiot.
Are we still live?
Yeah,
Or did
of
you
course we're
accidentally?
still
Okay.
live.
So I want to do, as you can see from my lovely background, my office is in progress. I bought a bunch of sound panels and I went to go install them and I ripped off the stuff that was on here before. And I realized that people who built this, my office, never finished mudding and taping the drywall.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
you're
gonna have
just
to go
doing
back
it.
and do this. I'm gonna repaint it. We're gonna install lights, and then I have sound panels that are gonna line
Did
this
you
whole thing.
did you pay those people?
No, no, it was like that when we bought this place.
No. But did
I
you?
just ripped off stuff.
Oh, I thought you had people that came in and did it already.
No, I'm
Oh,
doing this, but I had to throw
oh.
my office back together for this
Okay,
specific one. But
sure,
once this is done, I have a week of
sure.
traveling. Then I come back, and then this will probably take me another week to finish. But once that's done, I want to kick off some more streams. Obviously on Arena, I'm going to try to pick it up again. But I want to do some more Spell Table. We used to have this series called the Great Commander Showdown, um,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a really cool series where we build budget commander decks and then we play in a tournament style. And depending on where you place in the tournament, you get money to upgrade your deck. So fourth place gets $5, first place gets $1, and everybody gets something in between.
Mm.
And by the end of it, whoever has like the most points ends up taking it home. So you're almost incentivized to not win, but also you lose points when you do that. So it's a cool mechanic. It's a cool way to play the game.
Mm.
And obviously we don't have to do specifically that, but I'd love to get more spell tables in
Oh
and
yeah,
do
we're
some
definitely.
streams with people. So
Yeah, there's I think Team Rip. Were you the one asking for spell table? There was a bunch of people asking for spell table.
yeah, it's gonna happen.
SCGMGG. What's up, dude? How are you doing today? Duco. He's in Montana. Jarrett's in Montana, which is why we hate him.
It's the greatest place on earth. Big sky country,
It's
baby.
big sky country. So apparently I can't update the live like what we're
Category.
doing. Yeah, the category. So
Sure.
I'm probably gonna we're probably gonna end the live for a bit. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, maybe grab a snack, and then I'm gonna pump the live back up again. So if you guys are interested in playing arena with me tonight, going alchemy or doing some brawl, uh come on back. I'll be here. Give me like 10 minutes to reset everything, and then we'll be back on arena. Sound good? Duco says he's ready. I know Jedi in the Discord said he wants to play, so we're
So
gonna
we have
get
a
some play.
Jedi and Count Dooku.
Duco is Duco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
It's not Dooku.
Yeah, not quite. It's not Tiamat. Um,
It's Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Do
Okay.
you have real quick, hold on. Before you
What?
go,
Yeah.
I have to know. Do you have that Funko Pop?
No,
I think you do. No.
I don't. So that's one I really, really want. I really want the Tiamat. But they didn't make a lot of him. So he got like
sure.
every store I think only got like 2 of him. And now I don't know what his price is now. Last time I checked, he was like $100 Funko Pop. And I have over 400 Funko Pops, but I've never paid more than $40 for a single Funko Pop.
Sure.
So like I'm a collector of clearance pops or like pops I really like, but I'm not a collector in the I'm gonna buy this super expensive Funko Pop kind of collector. So yeah, so I don't have it. If I did, he would be probably like right. He'd probably be right by the Witcher because there's you can see whatever you can see Xanathar is right there. Yeah, I know. Whatever Xanathar is right there. You might be able to see him, so he'd be right by. I would probably take off the PlayStation thing, and he would go right there. So if anyone wants to buy me a Tiamat, that Jarrett, wink, 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 wink. If you want to buy me a Tiamat.
I'm not buying you $100.
Michael, what's up? I'm just putting that out there. If you want to buy me a Tiamat, send it on over.
Dude,
all right.
Okay, I had a hard time.
Hey, Michael,
buying the
did I say that?
buying the $5 Hawks at Five Below.
I did too.
Like,
I don't
like Hawks, but I don't.
Yeah,
like the
but the Flocks are okay. I bought that one too. I haven't. That's the only Funko Pop I've probably bought in the last like 4 months. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't buy them much anymore.
I've pivoted you hard into Magic now.
Hard. Like I said, when I'm on one thing, I'm on that one thing.
What do I get you into next? All right, go to the bathroom. Get out of here.
All right, guys, I'm gonna close down the live. We're gonna restart it back in like 10 minutes. Michael, Duco, NBC, Team Rip, SCG, MTG, Rogue, David. I'm gonna see you guys in like 10 minutes. And David Wessler. All right, I love saying David's last name. It's the best last name of all time. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, bye.
Bye.